It's Happy Thursday. It's Maddie and Mom Day. What's today, Madison? It's your day off.
Yes.
And guess what?
What?
Guess what? Madison doesn't have a ball cap on today.
Hey.
And why don't you have a ball cap on, Maddie?
Don't know. Different.
No,
Something
what
different.
are we doing later?
Oh. We're going to my aunt's birthday?
Yeah, we're going to a birthday. My sister's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Joanne! She's not on Facebook, so she'll never see it. And she's a dental hygienist, so she's working today. So chances are she is cleaning someone's teeth right now. So happy cleaning! So we just wanted to jump on a quick minute today.
Yes.
And we just had some thoughts to share with you and bless you and love on you.
Always.
And I don't know what it's like out there where you guys are all from, but in Canada today, it's rainy. It's cold.
Yeah.
It's so cold. Hey, Maddie?
Always.
Yeah. Well, not
Not
always.
always, but...
It's just rainy today. It's yucky out. And we just have to find our own sunshine, don't we?
Yes.
So I don't know if any of you have one of those smart thermostats.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm not a fan,
There's so much
actually.
fun with that.
I'm not a fan. When we moved to this house last year, I was like, honey, we have got to get that changed. I don't like having to control something from my phone. So I don't have it on my phone. And he does. So wake up this morning and we were absolutely freezing, weren't we, Madison?
You were. I was not.
So I had to message him, but my husband had a dentist appointment today, so he was laying in the chair somewhere. And I'm like, honey, when you're done at the dentist office, could you think you could turn the heat up a little bit? It's really cold in here.
Mind you, where I sleep, it's always cold.
Yeah, Madison has a bedroom in the basement, and it is colder. But you like it because you're kind of hot-blooded, aren't you?
I actually don't mind the cold.
Yeah, she's always been hot-blooded.
Heat-wise, ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're jumping on Thursday, on this cold Thursday in Canada, this rainy, wet, cold Thursday. And just wanted to update you on some stuff. If anyone hasn't been watching my page, but it's been all over my page, so you probably have seen it.
Yeah.
But what are we having on the 30th, Madison?
Your breakfast
Put
thingy.
your phone down.
Hey.
You gotta put that down and be engaged here.
I am.
Oh. We are having a breakfast book bash. So the reason it's a breakfast book bash is breakfast is one of my favorite things to go out for. So we decided we would go outside of the box and do a breakfast bash,
Yes.
right, Maddie? So it's going to be like a book signing party. There is going to be, with the price of your ticket, you get breakfast. There is going to be door prizes. We're having mini makeovers. We are having swag bags. So everybody gets a swag bag, and in the swag bag, there is actually a book for everyone. The Beauty and the Ashes book. My book right here, Madison. Beauty and the Ashes. Woohoo! So if you don't have a copy, you can come and get a copy there. Or you can come and you can gift a copy to somebody for Christmas. What a perfect time of year, right? And I also had a lady have a great idea this morning about bringing her daughter. She said this would be the perfect mother-daughter event. And I was like, you know what? It would be the perfect mother-daughter event, wouldn't it, Madison? And would you go with me?
Yes.
Okay, are you going to get off your phone? Knock, knock, it's Maddie home. Anyway, so that is coming up on November 30th. The tickets are online. I just created a Facebook event page today, late last night. I'm not really tech savvy, but we figured it out and we got that up and going.
I'm the one. She is not.
You're the one. You are always the techie one, right?
Just a bit.
Yes. So that's exciting. So we have that up and going. So like it and share it. Get the word out because there's a limited amount of tickets. But it's going to be super amazing. It's going to be super fun. And there is like lots of surprises. I'm working on meeting with a designer in the next few days that hopefully we'll be able to have something special in everyone's bag. Anyway, and I got some of my favorite things that are going to be in the bag that I'm working on. So it's going to be super fun and super exciting, right?
Yes.
Yes. And that's been a long time coming. But I was waiting for November because it's my birthday month. So my older sister actually has a birthday today, and we are exactly a week apart. So my birthday is going to be next Thursday.
Yep.
Do you know how old I'm going to be?
No.
You forget?
Yes.
You totally forget how old I'm going to be.
What?
53.
Oh. 53?
53! I'm going to be 53. So that's going to be next week, and we are going to be dropping, oh my goodness, I'm so behind. I have a bunch of giveaways that I'm going to be dropping in the next few days, and until my book launch at the end of the month. So thanks for joining us. I see Carmen jumped on, and Phyllis, and Beth. Thanks for joining, and Rose. It's awesome to have you guys out. Hello, beautiful, beautiful. We are praying for you, Carmen, that you are better in Jesus' name. Carmen has been not well and has been really struggling, and we are praying for God just to reach down from heaven and touch that and dry that all up and breathe well. Make those lungs clear in Jesus' name. Ray and Faye Griffin, Nancy, blessings, 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 everyone. Thank you for jumping on with us. We are loving sharing our life with you and encouraging people and all the testimonies that are coming back. It's so super powerful when we can join together with like-minded people and lift each other up, and encourage each other, pray for each other, and that's what life is all about, right?
No.
I had just done a post on Facebook, be Jesus with skin on,
You have to.
You have to. And you know what? They're supposed to know we're Christians by our love.
Not by our words.
Not by our words. That's right. And you know what? How many sourpuss Christians do we know that look like they've been baptized in vinegar, right?
Or something.
And they look like they got zero joy, And,
Vinegar's the nice way, but okay.
You're supposed to know we're Christians.
Yeah.
Love. By our joy. We're supposed to be joy injectors, right?
Not joy removers.
The joy of the Lord is our strength. That was the song when I was little. Anyway,
No.
If you want joy, you can jump for it. If you
Hello.
want joy, you can laugh for it. Da 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 da. Your mom's crazy, isn't she? Is that what you're thinking? And everybody
That's
is
okay.
praying a piano. We are still praying for piano. So I got a couple leads, but you know what? It's what God wants to do. No way that old. I seriously am going to be that
thing.
old, Beth. Isn't that hard to
I thought
believe?
the same thing.
See, Beth did my hair when I was a teenager, and that going back some years. That is going back a lot of years. But you know what? I don't color my hair.
I don't either.
I have a few gray hairs coming in, but you know what? I think I have good genes from my mama because you know what? She doesn't color her hair either. She's in her 70s, so she's doing well. So, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. And because the minute I think I have to start coloring my hair, I'm going to probably start wearing wigs more. Because everybody needs spare hair, right?
Honestly,
old,
though,
right.
I don't even dye my hair either.
Well, you shouldn't dye your hair.
No, I don't want to.
You're just a young baby. You don't need to dye your hair.
I don't want to dye my hair.
No, you got beautiful hair. You don't need to dye your hair. Anyway, we're jumping on. So we wanted to tell you about the book bash. It is going to be super amazing. So grab a friend and come. It's going to be memorable, epic. I got lots of
Please
surprises.
don't drag them.
Please don't drag them. We don't want anyone to get hurt here, do we, Madison?
No.
But it's going to be fun, and there's going to be lots of laughter. And if you're, looking for a community out there of people that are like-minded and that are, live in the area, then come on out and join us. That would be awesome. So we just want to encourage everybody to do that. Like and share it on our page would be awesome. To get the word out would be fabulous. Right, Madison?
Yes.
We also have... just in the last week, it's so amazing what God is doing. So we've accumulated a prayer team. So a lot of people are sending me prayer requests. And you know what? And I pray for those. And there's been great testimonies. Yeah, just a minute. And but I want to just encourage anyone that does have a prayer request and they don't feel like posting it or private messaging, there is email through my website. You can say it, Madison.
info@ConnieMannering.com.
Okay, so info@ConnieMannering.com. And if you send your prayer request there,
It could be anonymous.
it's going to be anonymous. We're not going to say anything to
No.
anyone. I'm going to take that and I'm going to let my team know to pray for for those prayer requests specifically, you know what? And then if you have a testimony and a praise report,
Please
then
send
we
it.
want to hear that too, right? Because we are here to encourage you, to lift you up, and
Make
you know,
everybody's day better.
little is much when God is in it. And you know what? How exciting to have, hi Ann, hi Lori, how are y'all doing? So how exciting though to brag on Jesus and have testimonies, right? It is so cool and it could not be more fun.
Because
right?
it could be in your everyday life and you don't even know it until afterwards.
Right. So what are we going to talk about today, Maddie? What did you come up with today? We're going to share a story today. So what did we decide to talk about? Because we were kind of talking about special needs kids.
And always feeling like nobody listens to you.
Feeling like nobody listens to you. Feeling like you're the different one. Feeling
The one
like
that, nope, even if you try to use your own voice, no one's going to listen. No one's going to take the time to even just get to know you either.
Right. So you talked about when you were in school how, you know, you might look different, act different, need different things. I always said to Madison, hey, Ann, I always said to Madison that, you know, some of us, we need different tools in our toolbox, you know. So, you know, sometimes for us to do well, you know, there's certain things for all of us, you know what I mean? Like to set ourselves up for success. So, you know, there's certain things that, let's just leave this until you need to read your scripture first. There's certain things that we know we need to have in place to do well, right? To help us accelerate and do better, right? So even with your life, there, you know, there's certain things that you need to set up so that your day flows well and that you're happy, right? What's one of the things you need in the morning?
I don't know what.
Coffee.
Oh, coffee.
Madison likes coffee in the morning, and she can only have one coffee a day because
unless it's actually there's no caffeine in it afterwards.
unless it's decaf. Anyway, so we found out when Madison was in high school that the program that she was in, you know, it was kind of a smaller group, and I couldn't figure out why she had trouble sleeping at night. She'd be up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what is going on? And then I was talking to the teacher, and he told me that she was drinking coffee all day long. I'm like, coffee? She's never had coffee before. So long story short, she had to give up coffee. She can't have coffee after 10 o'clock. So when she gets up in the morning, she likes to have her coffee. That's one thing that gets her on the right way, right? You have your shower. She sits on this little foot machine. So all these little things that she does to help her have a good day, right? And it's like all of us. There's things that sometimes when we get up in the morning can trigger us off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to specifically talk about, you know, what happens when somebody looks different, you know, when
Or acts different, or
They act
seems
different.
different.
Yeah, there's special needs. They might not be special needs. They might, you know,
They might just be very.
they could be in a wheelchair.
They could be introverted, and
They
they
could
don't
be
even.
introverted, right? God made us all uniquely one
Just
of
for
a
the
kind.
record, introverted is when you're closed off.
Woo! Go Maddie. Dictionary girl now. Hey. So Madison had just brought that up, that was really hard for her growing up, being different, you know, and we all do it, right? We all stereotype people, right? I talk about it actually in my book. This just reminded me of, you know, without even realizing it, we do it. And
We
when
don't realize how much it actually hurts somebody either. Until
yeah, because we don't give them a chance to get to know them, right? Or
And
get
that
to know
actually
their
hurts
heart.
a lot more than
Right.
if you were to come up, even and then just.
Right, and get to know who they are and what they're all about. And so we had gone on a Disney cruise after I was diagnosed with cancer. And, you know, we had gone on a lot of Disney cruises because we had a timeshare, and anyway, that went up in smoke. But anyway, we went on a lot of Disney cruises because Madison found that worked out really well for her. Because when we first went to Disney, it was a total bomb because it was sensory overload for her with all the noises.
I never liked
lineups
loud
and-
noises, and it was
Yeah,
just
it was crazy.
too much for my brain to process.
It was not good. So we decided that we would go on the Disney boat, and it was a smaller scale, not lineups. You got to see all the characters, meet them in the elevator. You know, the food was good. The children's programs were amazing. And also on the Disney boat, they go to all this great lengths to have all these stabilizers on the boat so that you don't get seasick. Because, we're not really into that, are we?
No.
So the year before we had gone, I don't know if anybody's gone on a cruise and you sit at a table with other people. Other people you don't know. Got to be careful not to shake the table too much. Shake the rattle and roll. Anyway, so the year before we had sat at a table with a couple and they fought the whole entire time.
No.
So it was a guy that was there with his girlfriend that was the age of his daughter, and nobody was getting along. Obviously they didn't like this girlfriend, and it was, thank you, Anna, thank you. Lori says, I've had a lot of common this and it happened to me growing up. Oh, see, it's not fun, isn't it? It's not fun at all. So I think when that happens to you, you have more of an understanding and it gives you compassion for other people, right? Yeah. I know that's what's happened to me in my life. So anyway, the year before we had sat at this table where they fought the whole time and we didn't know if they were going to show up. And when they did show up, they were just fighting and it was like so super stressful because you know what? You didn't do well with that anyway, but it was super, super stressful.
I don't even remember
show up at the table and fight. Hi, Maddie Mom, finally caught your live. Woo! Thank you, Grace. Welcome, 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 and welcome, Kathy. I wish we were younger that we realized how important we would be in the future. Oh, we need future mirror.
That would have made it a lot easier.
Isn't that true, Beth? Because sometimes we need that reminder because when you're living in the moment and when you mature in years, there's a lot of wisdom that comes with that, right? You have all that life experience that you're bringing with you. And, you look back at your younger self and you're like,
I wish I would have known that.
Why did I say that? I can't believe I did that, right? That's so true. So back to the Disney boat, because we got to, man, it's already 10 to 2. What in the world? We chat. So back to the Disney boat. So I was praying on the way down. I was like, Lord, let this be an amazing family or whoever's at our table. Just let them be awesome. Let us all get along. That was my prayer in Jesus' name, because that was just after my diagnosis. And I'm thinking, I don't want to be stressed. I want this to be fun. And, and I don't want to have people screaming on my table like the year before. So we get to the table the first night and I was like, oh, wow. So it was a husband and wife, 2 kids and a grandma that was sitting at our table. And, that when we were talking about stereotyping people, that's exactly what I did. And you know what? I learned my lesson. God, literally slapped me. So these people, the mom and dad, they came to the table and they were full of tattoos. I don't got a problem with tattoos. But
they just look a little scary sometimes.
Well, you never know where the person is. But I'm telling you, they were covered. Their neck and their arms and their hands and up the side of their face.
But even if they look like a bad person, they could actually be the nicest of people.
Well, that's where I was getting at. So they come in and I'm thinking, oh, Jesus, please help us. May these people be super awesome and super nice. And, I'm looking at them and I'm looking at their outward appearance. I was like, and I'm seeing all this tattoo stuff. And I'm thinking, oh, this is really going to be interesting. So we start talking to them, right? And I'm thinking, okay. And so God just has a way of setting things up. I didn't even know I was going to talk about this.
I didn't know either.
You got your little story too. But God has a way of setting things up. This was Cindy. Remember Cindy? So Cindy was the grandma at our table. And Cindy was there because she had just got done cancer treatment. And I'm thinking, wow, God is in the details. Okay. God is in the details and, sat Cindy at our table, which was so cool. Then I find out that Cindy's daughter and husband and 2 grandkids that were there, the ones that were full of tattoos, guess what? They're all Christians. They homeschool their kids. Lovely, lovely, lovely people, but they're full of tattoos. And I was like, oh my goodness, wow. That is I was not expecting that because in my mind, when I saw them,
painting a picture that you didn't even know would be there yet.
That's right. I was stereotyping them. They must be these rough and tough biker people. What,
because she was
druggies.
Creating that mental image.
Ride motorcycles. Who knows? You think the worst, right? Our mind sometimes runs away with us and thinks crazy things.
It does.
So anyway, long and short of that, on this trip, ends up that this family was super lovely. And you know what? We end up becoming really close. And I was able to help or encourage Cindy through her cancer journey. And, you know, shortly after that, Cindy passed away, but we really had connected. And when I got home, I was able to share and show her how to do a head wrap and how to add a flower. And, you know, she was so blessed by that. And she was such a sweetheart.
Because even the littlest of things can make a big impact on somebody else.
That's true. That's true. And that's what it
and
was.
yes,
for...
don't judge a book by its cover.
That's so true, Kathy. so true. And that's, you know, I really learned a lesson that day. And you know what? Cindy was a beautiful person. She, oh, excuse me while I...
Judge a book by the pages, not by the cover.
Right. She had worked with all kinds of rock bands, like heavy duty rock bands, and knew all these famous people. And she was full of stories and how, you know, she would be giving Jesus to all these people. And, you know, it was an eye opener for me because guess what? Like, this girl does not do heavy metal. I'm like,
no, she doesn't.
I'm like Southern gospel because, like I was saying, little is much when God is in it. So I do not know any like Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, any of that kind of stuff. No. So that was a lesson that we don't judge a book by its cover. But then we were also thinking about a story with Madison because she really... God heard your prayers and answers our prayers never. Yes, exactly. And you know what? It's something that seems so small, but it was such a big deal to me because when you're away for a special vacation, and especially after I was diagnosed with cancer, I was like, okay, Jesus, I just need to collect my brains because, you know, when you have a diagnosis like that, it's like sometimes you are, it takes a bit of shifting and kind of getting out of your environment to kind of get your head back on because there was a lot of negativity and people that were upset and, you know, it's not fun getting a diagnosis like that. So it was really a blessing to be able to go away and connect with lovely people, eat great food. And I had my own chef that followed me around to all the different dining rooms and they treated me like $1 million. But that being said, Madison has also had that through her whole life of, you know, people that judge her and pass judgment, you know, because, you know, she might react differently than someone else. She might not look the same as someone else. She might require, like I said, different tools in her toolbox. And, you know, in this day and age, there's so many people that struggle with anxiety, and especially since COVID, it's been extremely hard for people, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to get you to talk about the program at your school. Just by the pages and not the cover. Maddie, you have such wisdom. It's so good. So good.
Anyway, what?
And lots of times you're sitting there and you're taking it all in and she's in the processing mode up here, right?
Somehow.
Processing, and then she spits the data out. I'm learning how God puts people in your path for either a teaching lesson or a life lesson. That's true, right? That's true. So Madison was in a program at college, and it was during the years of COVID.
Oh, yay.
And they were hard years, right? You really had a lot of anxiety in that, but there was other people that struggled with anxiety in your class, right? So maybe you can talk about the fellow, but not use his name. Okay, that was in your class.
Oh.
So when you started the class, there was somebody that was really nervous, had a lot of anxiety, nonverbal.
Yeah. Like, he was, like, you wouldn't even almost know he was there.
Right.
Because he was just so quiet. He wasn't, like, he wouldn't even, he almost was reserved because he doesn't.
Like invincible.
Yeah.
Invisible. He was in the corner.
Invisible, not invincible.
Invisible. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh.
But he was so quiet, too. Like, if you were in a crowd of people, you probably wouldn't even know he was there because he was just so quiet.
Wow. And so what did you do? How did you treat him?
Like I would anybody else.
Right? So you're just kind to him.
Yeah.
You encouraged him. You talked to him.
Like I would talk to you or to whoever I talked to.
You kept reaching out. He looked different. He wasn't talking at all. Right? He was dealing with a lot of anxiety.
Oh, no kidding.
Right? And little by little by little, Madison was ministering to this child every day.
And at the time, I
every
didn't
day,
really know it
every
either.
day. No, she was just
Being myself. Being a regular
You're being
person.
Jesus with skin on, like I always say. That's what you were doing. You were being Jesus with skin on. You were being...
But even at the time, though, I didn't know that's what I was doing.
Right, because that's what you naturally do. You naturally have compassion. You naturally love people, right? You know what it's like to be hurt, right? Just like somebody else was saying in the comments. So I think when you understand what
When
that
you
feels
see
like,
that, it's like,
it gives you
ouch.
more compassion inside to be nice.
But then
right?
this kid, I was like, okay, thinking, when I look back at it now, I'm thinking, okay, at the time I've already been through what he was already in the middle of.
Right. So you were matured a bit, like we talked about before, and when you could look back and see, you know what, I'm going to do this differently. So 5 years before, you might not have done that.
No, I wouldn't even come up to you to say hi.
You weren't even talking to people, were you? Maddie was her classmate's answer to, that is so true. Proud of your heart. And the miracle is, I am so excited with my daughter. Like, honestly, Todd, how are you? Todd, I bought my most amazing Christmas tree from Todd. And every time I see his name, I think of his tree. And I think we still haven't got together for coffee. So we're going to do that sometime. And I have not got my Christmas out because of our natural disaster that we had last week. And I'm praying a piano in, so I don't know where to put my tree because I don't want to move it. Oh! And we have the book launch, and I'm busy doing that.
Anyway,
sidebar. We get off on rabbit trails, but that's who we are.
I bring her back to reality.
Right, that's right. So, so this was all happening throughout the year. I had no idea. But what thrills my heart as a mama is that when you raise your children and you instill in them certain morals, and, you know, when they know Jesus.
You almost have to put yourself in their shoes or else you won't even know what they're dealing with.
She said she works with a nonverbal guy. Oh, Anna, awesome. So I was so proud of Madison because this was happening and I didn't even know it was happening, right? It was super stressful time during COVID, and she wasn't particularly liking being in the class because there was all these restrictions, but I was proud of her. She persevered, and you know, we got her a doctor's note that she didn't have to wear a mask because sensory, that was super stressful for her. You know, so there was all these things like we were talking about that we had to do to put tools in her toolbox to set her up for success, because we're all different, the tools that we need in our toolbox, right? So this young gentleman that was in her class, she was ministering to him all year. And as a mom, I was so super excited.
Like the teacher couldn't even get to him.
The teacher couldn't get to him.
She would always ask me, hey, can you talk to this person?
The teacher used Madison to get through to this young fellow. So at her graduation, I didn't find this out till her graduation. It almost tears me up and makes me cry. The teacher came up to me and she says, I don't think you realize how much Madison means to so-and-so. And
I didn't even know this part that he was...
She did not realize he was nonverbal.
I just thought he was
struggled with anxiety because you know what? Guess what? Madison, Jesus being in Madison and her overflowing and being Jesus with skin on, this young fellow started to talk. What was
crazy was he told me 2 weeks before I was gone he was ready to quit.
Yeah,
like he wanted to drop right out of school.
He was ready to quit and not come back
because I wasn't going to be there.
She wasn't going to be there, and he had a lifetime of trauma from people that were not nice, you know, were not Jesus with skin on, right? And that were totally cruel. And that's what he had a lifetime of knowing, right? Madison is totally beautiful. I'm so proud she's growing even. Oh, I love it. Isn't it great? Woo! So, you know what? I was so encouraged as her mom to hear that. Can you imagine that someone nonverbal, scared to death to come to college, enters college in this special program thinking that, oh my goodness,
what am I going to do?
I don't like this. I don't want to
do this.
I don't want to do this. And you know, sometimes when people struggle with anxiety, it is so real. And sometimes you just have to love them back. You just have to prove to them, you know what? Like I would say to Madison, I said, what's the worst that can happen?
They can say no.
right? We're going to throw those thoughts in the river and we're going to move forward, right? Every day is a new day. And, you know, sometimes we don't realize. What's your scripture verse? Do you want to read it now?
Oh.
Because you had all that ready and then I had to turn over to your phone because you were cheating. You were looking at your phone.
You're good. No, because this one is kind of...
This is what you found, and this is good. So,
and it's about kind of listening, too.
Right? Oh, yeah, it is, actually. So,
Matthew 11:15. Whoever has ears, let them hear.
Whoever has ears, let them hear.
Because you can have ears and you just choose not to listen.
Yes.
You can be very... That's called selective hearing.
And that is called selective. And we've kind of had that in practice sometimes. Here, haven't we?
Well...
I love it. That's called selective hearing.
If you're open...
So anybody out there that has selective hearing, listen up, buttercup.
Because, like, you don't necessarily have to say... You don't necessarily have to even say anything. As long as you're actually listening to the person,
right.
That would mean more to them than you would talking to them.
Because sometimes people just want a validation and to be heard, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, like I know when Madison was growing up, how many times did you say, I feel like I don't have a voice?
I feel like I'm on the mute button every day, everywhere.
We hear what we want to hear. Yes, that's so true, Grace. Oh, welcome. Thanks for joining us, Grace. But, you know what? You made a difference in that person's life, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were Jesus with skin on. You showed them love. You were listening ears, right? You were a shoulder to lean on. You gave them positive words of encouragement. You showed them love. And what a difference that makes in people's life, right? It's, you know, I just wrote an article for a magazine and it was like, you know, who are you going to let sit at your table? You know, sometimes we get in our stinking thinking and you know what? We don't want to be around a person that looks like that or talks like that or works there.
No, because they're too different.
Or, you know, they don't drive.
They're weird. They're different.
Right. They don't drive the nice car. They don't drive the Mercedes, whatever. And you know what? That's not the way we should be. Because you know what? That
if
person...
you feel good, then why does it matter what other people think?
Oh, look at this. Beth. Connie, thanks for all your sharing. You encouraged me to even get new eyebrows. You have made a difference for me. Oh, I love you, Beth. You should come to my book launch. I would love to hug on your face and we could scream and laugh and have fun. It's going to be amazing. But anyway, I lost my train of thought with that because I get so excited to comment because I don't want to miss. Anyway, sometimes we don't know that we can make a difference in someone's life that much. And you know what? Sometimes when people are struggling, that is not, it's only a season that they're there.
But
right?
It might be the most crucial season that they're in.
And it could be a make or break season, right? Right? And depending on who you have breathing life into you, who you have depositing into you, that all makes such a difference. It makes such a difference. And we just need to encourage each other, lift each other up. And who would have thought that this person in Madison's class that was nonverbal graduated and was talking and now has a full part-time job at Tim Hortons?
Yeah.
You know what?
And driving.
So doing all these things. So sometimes with the right tools in our toolbox and Jesus moving through us, the sky is the limit and miracles can happen. You know what? And little by little, people that we meet in our lives.
Because you don't realize it's an opportunity till after the opportunity.
Say that again?
What? Oh.
You don't realize it's an opportunity.
You don't realize it's an opportunity until you're done with the opportunity.
Right.
Afterwards.
And you look back and you're like, hey, look at that.
And after talking to that kid like I would everybody else, I didn't realize how much of an impact until after.
And isn't that exciting? It just goes to prove that, you know, there's testimonies everywhere out there, and we never know what people are going through.
You might not even know.
Right. Thank you, Jesus. Right. That's right, Anna. So, anything else? We are long-winded. I'm sorry, everybody. We get talking, and we just brag on.
You get talking.
We get brag on Jesus. All I keep saying is I'm a storyteller for Jesus, and we just want to bring love to everybody. We want to encourage people. We want to be joy injectors and Jesus injectors, right, Madison?
Yes.
And never forget what? Little is much when God is in it. Woo! I'm going to get you singing that sometime, Madison. Come on now. Come on now. Can you feel the love today? It's in the house. Maddie and Mom having their chat time. Bringing encouragement to everyone. Can you feel the love today? Oh, she's going crazy. I better stop. Lori said, thanks, you guys are
She's
awesome.
the more like loud, outgoing. I'm the more quiet,
You know what? I
reserved.
haven't always been like this. You know what? It's God.
I can be quiet and reserved too. It's
Yes,
just not
and
as much.
you're maturing into something different. But you know what? When we let go of all the false responsibility that we really don't care what anyone thinks of us, and we can embrace how God made us uniquely, one of a kind, limited edition. And you know what?
We're
It
all
changes
different.
Everything. And after God touched and healed me of cancer that I talk about in my book, if no one's read it, Testimony, Beauty in the Ashes. You know what? When God touches your life, I'm telling you, it changes everything about you. You have faith to believe for other miracles for other people, and you're telling me to wrap it up. I know in her mind, she's telling me to wrap it up. Next, she will be recording songs. Woo! Well, I need my piano, that's for sure. But you know what? It's so encouraging, right, to be able to be used by God. I'll just say that.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're telling me to wrap it up. Hey, Liz.
Let's
Liz
do it.
is my longtime Mary Kay friend, and she is going to be at the book launch with me, doing mini makeovers, you know, having Mary Kay all over. And I met her in high school in my fashion arts class, and it's going to be so much fun, Liz. Woo! Anyway, we better sign off. And so if you have prayer requests, info@conniemannering.com. You can send prayer requests there. And we are going to pray
whichever.
and believe with you for testimonies and praise reports. And we're going to share that and encourage each other. Thanks, ladies. Enjoy a blessed day and days to come. Got to get your book, Beauty in the Ashes. Yes, we want to encourage you and lift you up in your faith and encourage you that nothing is impossible for Jesus is, you know, nothing is impossible for him. And look at Maddie's miracle of where she's come from, my miracle. There's miracles waiting for you with your name on
just
it.
gotta
In Jesus'
grab
name.
it.
You just got to grab it. You got to believe it. You got to speak life. You know, life and death is in
Even
the power
if
of your
things are
tongue.
thrown at you,
That's right. Even if things are thrown at
and
you.
it looks like you're at the bottom.
That's right. Woo! Madison, this sounds like a song. Anyway, we're going to sign off. We're going to love you and leave you. And we'll be back soon. But you know what? We're so blessed that you jump on with us and you let us encourage you and share our stories. And you know what? We just never feel overwhelmed that, you know what? No one's in this situation. No one cares.
It's just me.
That's right. You're never by yourself. Reach out to us anytime. Send those prayer requests in. And know that you're never by yourself. And God's got a plan. Jeremiah 29:11. God's got a plan for all of us, and it's good. And we just have to hang on to that. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. I think your mom needs to go have something to eat. I haven't ate yet. Oh, no, I had my protein shake. But anyway, we're going to sign off. Everybody like and share about our party coming up and lots of surprises. And I pray that you can join us and spread the word. And we love you. Thanks for jumping on with us. And we'll see you soon.
Till next time.
Till next time.